today we're going to talk about some of the non-physical things that I've manifested using the law of attraction and subliminal type of methods. And I want to do this video because I feel like a lot of people really focus too much on like my physical manifestations that I've done, and I feel like it's more important almost that we talk about the things that are non-physical that you can change using subliminals, so people can use them every day in their life and stop like having so many problems, be it with their health or with relationships or with, you know, certain things, because a lot of people just, you know, don't have the sovereignty over their life or don't realize that their mind and consciousness are way more powerful than they've been taught to believe, and they can use this power so much every day, and it's not like a hippie spiritual concept, like it's literally real. So what changes, you know, I've noticed in my like mentality from starting to use subliminal messaging. So I feel like I've become a lot more confident by using subliminal messages. And that's not like confident in a way where I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm so great and smart and funny. It's more like confident in a way where I feel like any situation that I get myself into, I can figure it out myself, and I have a more empathic, like kind of like almost psychic intuitive reading of a situation before I get myself into it. And I'm able to read people's vibes and energy way more than I ever was. And I feel like before I was just kind of, you know, blindly doing whatever everybody else was doing, being satisfied with how everyone else was making my life be, and not really having like a sovereignty over my own life and my own decisions and like control over my own life. And once I started using subliminals, I just automatically realized that every action or something that happened to me was pretty much a result of me and not as much a result of other people, or like I couldn't blame other people as easily. So I became much more responsible, like spiritually and emotionally, for what happened in my life. I also, like, you know, just learned a lot about my subconscious, my past lives, dreams, visions, and things. I had a lot more lucid dreaming availability. So I'm just able now to be in the driver's seat completely and have like a very high lucidity over my life. And I think that's something that everyone deserves. And I think that's something that maybe a lot of people think is kind of like a fantasy, but it's actually not. So I hope that that inspires you guys. The next like non-physical thing is just traveling, like being able to go on all of my dream vacations, see my friends like all over the country where like they live, and like go by myself, whereas before I would have been afraid to like travel alone. I have so much more confidence and so much more drive to do those things. And one incredible thing I've done this year is fulfill my dream of visiting Bali, Indonesia, which is literally halfway across the world from me. I live in New York. And this was an extremely long flight that the old Megan would have been so scared of going on alone without anyone there to help if something had gone wrong. But the new Megan is fearless in these types of situations, because once you understand that you create your own reality and you have clairvoyance and higher perceptibility, you're going to feel like you can fulfill your dreams without having any anxiety of fulfilling those dreams. And I was able to do modeling in Bali and meet so many amazing people. So it was a really amazing experience that I'm so happy that I could fulfill. And to really just enrich my life every moment, instead of feeling like life is happening to me, I feel like I'm creating life. Like I feel like I'm creating the reality and that I live in. And I can also notice if someone has bad intentions and is like trying to ruin or, you know, offset what I've created in my reality. So I'm much more perceptive on that than I was before. I guess this is kind of like a physical thing, but my health, it's kind of just, I've really changed my organs, how strong my organs are, and not just changing them, but like I know immediately if there's an issue in one of my organs. Normally someone would just be like, I have back pain, but like I can tell now if it's in my kidney, or I can feel like my gallbladder if I eat a lot of fat. Like I'm just very sensitive, and I don't know, this isn't something I've heard from a lot of people who use law of attraction, but definitely I've had a higher sensitivity. So maybe that's also from opening my third eye. I have a higher sensitivity, and I'm able to really just tune in on my body and like actually notice it, you know, feel the emotions, have much of a, not as much disconnected from my body. With the subliminals, they do such subtle things and they work on you in such subtle ways that you're gonna start to feel more. Another thing is manifesting just like my dream apartment, and manifesting everything in the apartment that, you know, is my dream furniture, manifesting my dream pets, manifesting like just things that I've wanted but never really like tried to go after. And I feel like even if before I did try to go after, I've had apartments before, but they were never like cute. Like I always let my roommate decide what I wanted in the apartment, and now it's like I feel like I can finally like speak up and say something. And I also feel like the location I live in, like I don't feel like unsafe because I'm able to read energy. Again, like if I'm to go into an Uber with someone and I feel like the Uber driver is like a murderer, you know, or something horrible, I'm able to really pick up on that like immediately, instead of like just being like, oh, I don't know like who this is, like I'm always gonna be on edge. I can really just relax. And that's not like saying that I just trust everyone blindly, because I have intuition, like a very high intuition. And if more people had that intuition, we really wouldn't see so much manipulation of the mass collective consciousness on this planet. So I highly recommend everyone to work on that for themselves. All right, so I think that's pretty much it, and I hope I explained everything. A couple more things I wanted to say as I was watching this. The synchronicity I have between people has increased a lot, and this is because I can now feel like if someone's gonna call me, someone's gonna think about me, someone's gonna text me, I think about them before they message me, which is basically me tapping into the collective unconscious and being awake and aware inside of the collective unconscious. So if someone is thinking about me, it's kind of like it pulls a thread in the collective unconscious, which triggers my mind, and that's like a clairvoyant thing. And that happens a lot more with subliminals, especially once I hit like the year mark of just using them all the time. And also just some things like symmetry in my face. This is kind of like a physical, but I wanted to say it anyway because the way I came about it was non-physical, because I didn't realize that like when I was younger I used to wear my hair like completely kind of like a side part. I would cover my left eye, and as a result my left eye got smaller than my right eye, and it continued that way for a while until people kind of just started pointing it out and I didn't even notice it. But then what I had to do basically, through subliminal messaging, I realized it wasn't like a muscle problem with my eye or anything like that. It was simply the fact that I was wearing my hair to make my face less symmetrical, and that's just how my face grew in. This eye just didn't open as much because it didn't have to, because I had my hair over it, you know, like all the time. So that's kind of interesting and shows you that there's connections between certain problems in your life that you don't consciously see, even if it's small like that. You didn't consciously see it, and the subconscious is going to give you that ability to fix and repair those problems or to improve your life in that way. Pretty clearly for this video. I'm kind of going to cut this short because I don't have a lot of space on my phone, but you know what? That's okay. If you want to hear more about me, you can